In this lesson, we are going to cover the different AutoCAD modifying commands. So we are going to cover this part of your toolbar. So we are going to focus on the basics, and then a guide is already provided for you. All you have to do is to just directly apply the commands during our hands-on activity. So let's start. We are going to use the Move tool. The command is already indicated with the shortcut tool here. Okay, so let's hover our mouse. Now move allows you to move objects at specified distance in a specified direction. Use coordinates, grid snaps, etc. So you can basically just hover your mouse to find out the use and purpose of each command tool. Okay, so just glide your mouse over here and that should give you an idea of the purpose of each tool. Now let's begin. So to activate the move tool, press M on your keyboard, then spacebar or enter. Select the object. So please take note of the command prompt. It's asking you to select the object you want to move. Then next, press enter or spacebar. Specify the base point. Now in my case, the base point is in the center point of the circle. So from here, I'm gonna move it to this point. You can also type in the distance that you want. For example, let's move this tool again, select the object, press enter again, and in this case, I'm going to specify the base point. Just click on this part, and then let's say I want to move it 100 meters to the left. That's it. So that's your move tool, as simple as that. Now I'm going to move it back to where it should be here. Next, we have the copy tool. So from the word itself, all you have to do is to just copy the object, and then it's basically a duplicate tool. So type in CO in your command line, select the object that you want to copy, press enter, specify the center point, and then put it to where you want to place it. Like in this case, I want to place it here on this node. You can also specify again the distance. Let's say I want to put it 50 meters or 50 units left. So I'm going to type in 50 on my command line and then press enter. Okay, so that's 50. So that's basically your copy tool. Next, we have what's this? We have the rotate tool. Okay, so rotate tool, it allows you to rotate the object around a base point. Now I have prepared two base points here. One is from the source object and right here on the middle of this square. So let's do the rotate. So type in RO. Oh, wait a minute. So this is not CO, but this is RO. This is your shortcut. RO is the shortcut. Okay, let's do that again. Type in RO in your command tool or rotate or select this part, this one. Select, enter, specify the base point. Let's say I want my base point to be here. So I can basically rotate the object to where I want it to be. I can specify the angle by turning off my ortho tool. Let's say I want it 30 degrees, so on and so forth. You can also just type in the angle you want. Let's say I want to rotate it 30 degrees, just enter. And that's basically it. Okay, for the rotate tool. You can also rotate it in place. So let's say you want to rotate it from here, but it's basically a circle, so you can't really tell the difference. Now let's put a line. Okay, so we want to rotate the line. I'm going to rotate it from this point of origin. I'm going to click on the middle. Now my ortho tool is on, so it's going to click on through north, through south, through east, through west. Now I have turned it off, so I can basically now rotate it to whatever angle I want. Or let's say I just want to rotate it this way. So that's it. Okay, so that's for your rotate tool. Again, click on the base point first. Next, we have the mirror tool. So from the word itself, wait, let's check the definition. So your mirror tool creates a mirrored copy of selected objects. Now this is so convenient especially if you're making objects that are equal on both sides, like this ping pong racket perhaps, right? Or maybe you're making a vase or a glass or whatever. And instead of making two duplicates, you can just click on the center and then just copy it or mirror it. Okay. Now let's use that tool with this object. So select the object first, type in MI. Now let's say this is my base point. So just drag your mouse directly downwards. So that's it. Okay, and then it's gonna ask you to erase the source objects. You are going to say no. Okay, that's it. Next, let's try something different. Let's say I want to make a random object. Okay, let's say I want to make a mirror copy of this. Okay, it's just some random object. Let's say let's add another line here. Okay, let's do this. And then I want to mirror this object. I'm going to click on the middle and then drag down directly. Erase the source object. Click on yes. So it's basically erasing your reference. And then select it again, MI. And this is what happens if you select no. No. Okay, so very convenient for when you want to make objects that are the same on both sides. Okay, let's continue. Wait, let's do the mirror for this part too. Okay, that's it. No. Next, we are going to use your stretch tool. Just click on stretch, select the part you want to stretch, and then press enter or your space bar, and then select. So it's as easy as that. So this is very convenient for, let's say, instances where you made a sofa and you want to stretch the sofa to be a four-seater sofa. So that's really convenient for this tool. Now let's say you want to keep it straight. Just click on your ortho tool and you should be able to specify the distance or just click anywhere. Okay, so I'm stretching the object to this point. So that's it. Okay. Next, we are gonna cover scale. This one. So this is so convenient if you want to scale an object so you can make it smaller or larger. Now, SF stands for scale factor. I will have a separate discussion on what scale factor is, but these are the numbers you need to put into your command line to make it smaller or make it bigger to basically scale your object. Okay, let's start. Now you can also click on the scale tool in your ribbon. You can also type in SC in your command line. So just type it in and then press enter. Select the object you want to scale. So I'm selecting this circle. Press your space bar or your enter key. Select on the base point, which is the midpoint of your circle or the center point. And then let's say I wanna make this twice as large, or maybe times two the size of times two of the original size. So I'm gonna type in 2 as the scale factor and then enter. So it's basically now twice the size of your original circle. Next, let's say I want to multiply it by 1.5 times. So that would be my scale factor. Click on the base point and I'm gonna put in 1.5, enter. So it's a bit larger. And then next we have okay, let me just copy the base point. Okay, that's it. Now let's say I want it half of its original size. I'm gonna type in SC, click on the object, click on the base point, and then type in zero point 0.5. That should give you half of its original size. Okay, so that's basically it. Next, we have the offset tool. This is so convenient, especially if you want to make walls or um, there are so many ways you can maximize your offset tool. It's one of the most common tools that I use. Okay, just type in O in your command line. And then let's say the offset distance is, let's just put in 10. Now click on the object you want to offset. That's it. That's basically it. And let's say I want to offset this rectangle. So it's as simple as that. So convenient for when you want to make walls or patterns, etc. Next tool, we have the Okay, this is not the trim tool, but this is actually the fillet tool. So let's type in fillet, and I think this is letter F. Okay, let's continue. Type in F in your command line. This is very convenient for when you want to make roads or make patterns, make motifs, and maybe basically any object you want. But all I'm saying is that it's very convenient. So select on the first object, then select the second object. You can specify the radius for this. So let's check it first. Let's check the radius. So that is radius 10. Okay. Now let's try a different radius. So let's use your F tool again. Now let's say click on this on your command line, click on radius. Let's say you want radius 20. Now let's select the object. So that's radius 20. Now let's get your dimension tool. So that's radius 20. Again, this is so convenient, especially if you're making road layouts, etc. Next, let's do the fillet for all of these objects. Okay. Fillet, radius, let's go back to 10. Select the two objects. So you can basically fillet anything, even two circles, and that's it. Very convenient tool. Next, we have the trim tool. This is also one of the tools that I use very often. So let's type in TR. Select object that you want to trim. You can specify the crossing, the cutting edge. So I will demonstrate that in a bit, but for now, if you want to use your trim tool, it's basically going to trim whatever is bounded by two lines. Okay, like in this guide, this is bounded by the boundary plus this yellow-green line. Okay, so I want to trim this part. You can click and drag down. So that's basically it, right? Very convenient. Next, let's trim using the cutting line. So that's TR again in your command line, TR, enter. Let's say I want to specify the cutting edge, this part, and then I'm gonna trim everything after this cutting edge. Okay, that's it. That's basically it. Now what happens if I don't specify the cutting line? So this would happen. Okay, so the lines bounded by this yellow-green line are still in there. Okay, let's do another figure. Let's say I want to extend the lines, okay? Because the next modifying tool is actually extend. So from the word itself, you want to extend the lines to the next boundary, right? Okay, let's continue. So type in extend or ex. It's extend. Okay. Oh wait, let's do that again. Type in extend in your command line. Press enter. Select the objects you want to extend. Like this. Okay, so very fast, very easy. Now let me just, okay. Now let's say I want to extend the lines to this point. So let's do it. Extend. Okay, that's it. Very convenient, right? You can click on the lines individually or you can drag it down. Okay, that's basically it. Next, we have the match prop or match properties. Okay, so let's continue with match properties. So this is very convenient if you want to copy the properties of a certain object, figure, or line onto another object. Okay, so let's do it. Now, type in MA in your command line, select the object, or like in this case, the text that you want to copy. So click on the object, and then your command line is going to ask you to select destination object or objects. So I'm going to click on this one. Now you'll notice that it has basically copied whatever this is to this point. Okay, so convenient, especially if you want to change the text size directly. without having to edit it from within. Okay, now it can also apply directly to all the other objects you want to apply. So this copies the layers, the size, the font style, etc. Now let's do that again. MA in your command line. Enter, select the object source or select source object. Click, press enter or spacebar. Oh wait, let's do that again. MA, select source object, and then select destination object. Okay, that's it. And then enter again. Select source object, select destination object, spacebar or enter. And then let's apply all of these circles onto this other circle. MA again, select the object. This is basically the same, so I can just drag it all down. Okay, so it's a very convenient tool. Now we are almost done, so let's continue. Now we have the explode tool and the join tool. So we will use the same figure for all the objects. I mean, for all the modifying commands. Now, there are two ways. You can select the object first, then type in explode, or type in explode first, and then select the object, like this, and then enter. Okay, so you'll notice that from a singular object, like from a singular polyline or from a polyline, it's now segmented. Okay, now let me do that again. So, okay, if you click it once, you'll notice that again, it's a single polyline. Now you want to explode it because you want to edit it, maybe. Type in explode in your command line. So now the lines are separated. Okay, so you can either redraw this or the easier way to maybe join all the lines is to use join, the join tool. So select everything, type in join. That's it. So now it's one entity. Now the good thing about AutoCAD is that you can actually get the area or the perimeter without having to compute for anything. So just type in area in your command line and then select the object. And then it's basically here. The area is 7,195. The perimeter is 414 meters since my unit is meters. So that's how convenient it is, right? Okay. As long as it's one singular shape or one plane, you can get the area and the perimeter all at once. Next, okay, this is the last part, and there are other modifying tools you can explore. But I'm only covering the basics. So this is also a very convenient tool. You can use erase, trim, and delete. So this is on removing objects or removing lines on your model. Okay, so this is the erase tool. You can clearly see it as an eraser. Just select the object and then press enter. Okay, now the object is gone. Next, you can delete an object by using the trim tool, TR, enter, select the object. That's basically it, so easy. And you can also select the object, delete the object by using your delete tool in your keyboard. So just select the object and then press delete. That's it, so easy, so simple. Now, let me discuss a little bit on how to use your different selection tools. So click anywhere on your screen. Now you'll notice that the square is green, right? Whatever it touches will be selected. Now, if you use the selection tool going to the right, that would give you a blue square. Now, what does this do? Whatever is inside the blue square would be selected. Okay, now please take a look at what I'm doing here. So everything that's inside is selected. Now let's do that again. But this time I'm not gonna select the last circle to the right. I'm not gonna select it fully. So it's not selected. Okay? So, but let's do that again using the green selection. So whatever it touches is selected. Okay, so there are many ways that you can actually apply this to when you are making your models, etc. Now that's it for the basic modifying tools. The others will be added as we go along, but for now, this is it.